All right, we're live, and I am here with a very, very, very special guest, the one, the only, Kelly Moonstone. Woo!
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. It's a good day.
Yes, it's good. We already did one video. You crushed it. One take. One take, Kelly. That's what they call you.
Yeah.
And we're here to talk about New Moon, your latest album, which once this is out, it'll be out and the world will have heard it.
Yes.
And it'll be critically acclaimed, top of the charts. Your career will take off. You'll act like you don't know us anymore. And that'll be it. It'll be history.
I would never do that. But manifesting all the other stuff, though.
Yes, definitely. How do you feel going into this? Are you excited? Do you get more nerves or excitement when you have a new body of work coming out?
I am very excited. I'm also very nervous. I don't really know what to expect, but I am very proud of the work that I've put into this album. And I think this is probably, all my music is very personal to me, but this is probably the most vulnerable I've been in my music in a while. So
something I was thinking of when I listened to the album, for some reason, everything you were saying, I believed you. Like something about the way you deliver everything, it wasn't just like you're saying it for the song or, you know what I mean? It's like some kind of creative process. Like it felt like there was something to what you were saying. There was a story behind what you were saying to everything.
Yeah.
There was life experience in those bars and those lyrics.
For sure. I take some time in between projects because I have to live to create. So I always, pretty much 90% of the time I write based on personal experiences or like feelings that I really experience in real life. I'm very partial to writing about love, all different forms of love, things that we may not interpret as love, self-love, things that are not quite love but feel like love, like limerence and infatuation and those types of things. I touch on a lot of those types of really strong emotions. And those are things that I've lived and experienced. So I write about them.
Yes, there's a lot of, I agree with what you said. You got the full range and spectrum of love and emotion and desire and
yearning.
I was about to say, took the words right out of my mouth. Yearning for someone. Yep. Being mad at somebody, like the breakup side of it.
Yeah.
Not trusting people anymore. Yeah, I think you hit everything. Yeah. So I want to say two things also. I mentioned it off camera before we started, but I said how I had Willie Nova in here, and on his latest project, Tibet Asante, was the first time I really checked out your music. I'd heard of you before, but hadn't checked it out. When I heard that was my favorite song. Sentience, a song, right?
Yeah, Sentience.
Yes, that was my favorite song. And then I asked him about it. He gave you super high praise. Then I told you I had Marco Plus in here recently. My stuff I did with him should be out by now, and he was praising you. Not only was he praising you, but then when I told him I DM'd him because he posted something about when you announced the artwork, I think, for the album.
Yeah.
I said, I have Kelly coming in next week. And he said, I'm going to quote it exactly. He said, I swear she's one of the most talented people I've ever worked with.
Oh my God.
Ever met, actually. I say ever worked with, met.
Oh my God, Marco.
Yes, very high praise. Also, Life of Tom is a buddy of mine. I've had him in here several times. He's had high praise of you. I haven't had somebody come in where everyone else, and again, like your music, when they said it, it sounded like they meant it. That wasn't just like being nice to be nice. They were all like, no, dude.
Goodness.
Like Kelly's one of them ones. All of them are saying that. So,
guys.
Yeah. So
so sweet.
All your friends had nothing but good things to say about working with you and you as a person. So,
oh my goodness.
So when I got the opportunity to have you in, I was very excited.
Well, thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. And shout out to Willie and Marco and Tom for speaking highly of me. They're all also amazing, talented artists. So it's just great to be able to like be among like very talented peers. So. Yes.
Do you feel like you have a good network of like up and coming artists in New York?
Yeah. It's so interesting. Like I've kind of been in this, we all call it the scene, but like this underground network of artists for a very long time. Probably since like 2018 is when I came around, but I'm sure it was thriving well before that. But yeah, I remember the first people I met were Amani Fela, which is Talib Kweli's son. And he introduced me to so many people. I remember he had an apartment in Greenpoint that I used to go to sometimes, and we used to just make a lot of music back when I was previously known as the Aphrodite.
Yes, I did know that.
Yeah.
Why the name change? Sorry to derail, but
oh, no problem. Well, for one thing, it was really hard for people to spell for some reason.
Yes.
I mean, I kind of made it hard to spell. There was a zero,
yeah,
and
I
it was
saw
like
that.
it wasn't Aphrodite, it was the Aphrodite. It was just a whole thing, and I just wanted to simplify. I also introduced myself as Kelly because that's my actual name.
See, I have that problem too because I go by Don Chenz. My real name is Vinny, and I get so messed up when I'm trying to like introduce myself to people. Like it gets tough. I want to say Vinny, but I'm like, they should know me as like my fake name.
Right.
I do that back and forth, so I get that.
Yeah, I always introduce myself as Kelly, so I was just like, I think, and then I've had that name for like 7 years, probably most of my duration in the scene. People knew me as that. People used to like, my nickname used to be Afro, but like, and I also had an Afro. But then I ended up locking my hair. I grew up a little bit. And I also felt like when you have a name that is like, I love being Afrocentric, and Afrocentrism is part of who I am, but it's not the complete picture of me. So I feel like people tend to like pigeonhole you, put you in a box.
Yeah, just make like it almost like, it gives people the opening, maybe make an assumption about you.
Yeah. So it was kind of just like, I don't think I want to be that. I think I just want to be me. So I just chose, it's literally my name, which is Kelly, and one of my birthstones in June, which is Moonstone.
Nice.
Yeah. And the Moonstone represents new beginnings, love, success in love and business endeavors, and just like starting over. So that's my whole thing.
Is it true also that I get correct intel that you're big into astrology?
I do love astrology. I'm not like super like aware of like all the house placements and the stelliums. And all
there's house placements? I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I know there's suns and moons. Like,
Sun, moon, rising. And then there's like your Mercury, your Venus, your like, I like to read about it, but I'm not like super like in depth with it.
Yeah, I can't follow that.
Yeah.
And the other thing I know you're really into is anime.
Yes.
So,
yes. I love anime so much. It is probably my second favorite art form after music. It is how I spend majority of my free time. I watch a lot of anime.
What's your go-tos? Top 3? I think you actually might have just posted this today. Something about it.
I love One Piece. That is my all-time favorite. I love Luffy and the gang. I would get their faces tattooed on me. I love One Piece so much. But yeah, I also really like Hunter x Hunter, Gonen Killua, and I really love Ranking of Kings. It's about this boy named Boji. He's like a prince, and he's like the son of a giant, but he's very, very tiny, and he has a disability. I believe he's deaf and he can't talk, which I think is very unique for a main character. And people make fun of him because they think that he can't understand, but he can read lips. So he goes through his whole life just being this really happy, smiley boy, but he also like has a lot of like feelings just about how people treat him, and he just tries to be a really good person, and he wants to be strong, you know? And it's like a whole plot of him like trying to find his strength and like take over the throne from his dad, basically. So yeah, it's just a really touching story. I cried so much watching it the first time.
As someone who's not into anime, what is it about anime that's so different from like another cartoon? Like, obviously the visual style of it, but is there something to it?
I just feel like the storylines are always so unique. They're so strange. Like, there are some titles that are like super long. It's like that time I was reincarnated as a slime, or I got reincarnated as the seventh prince so I can take time honing my magic ability or whatever. Like, it's just a bunch of random ass shit.
Yeah.
But some of it really makes for a great story. And I just really like whimsical fantasy shit. Like, I just like escapism, I guess.
As everyone does in one way or another.
So yeah, that's kind of my way to like think about what existence not on this earthly plane would be like.
Does that have any effect on the music at all, your love for anime?
Yeah, I mean, this album is heavily anime inspired. I mean, the whole premise of it is that I am like having a girls' night with my friends, and we are home in my house, and we're like just talking about stuff and relationship stuff, and we decide to watch a show, and the show is called New Moon. And as you progress through the show or through the songs or whatever, we come to realize that the show is mirroring my life. Like, the main character's name is Suki, and Suki is the Japanese word for moon. And then we just navigate through the story via song. So yeah.
How'd you come up with that? Was that like, did you put a lot of thought into that, or is that just like it popped in your head one day?
It's so funny because my manager, Marvel, he actually, because I spent some time at his crib a couple years ago, and I was like, he always tells the story like when he was like walking past me because I was sleeping on an air mattress like on the way to his kitchen, and like I had my iPad, and he said every single time he would walk past me, I was watching a different anime, and I guess we were trying to like figure out like a central idea for the album because I had so many different songs, but I didn't really know what I wanted to do, like what I wanted the overarching thing to be, and he was just like, why don't you turn your love life into an anime? And I was like, what do you mean by that? And he was like, why don't we make it like a meta thing where you're like watching yourself on TV and you realize that the show is about you. And I was like, that's a really good idea. But then I got the idea to do a pilot, like a not a pilot, but like introduction. So like think like The Nanny or like Fairly Odd Parents. So I was like, how about I make a TV show intro and that would be the introduction to the album. And then you kind of navigate through it. We got Japanese voice actors.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's like a whole production.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I really had a lot of fun making it. It was because at first, like I was like, that sounds interesting. But like the more we talked about it and fleshed it out, the more I really loved the idea of it. And we definitely perfected it. So I'm very happy with how it came out.
Yes,
so shout out to Marvel, aka Big Gator Boss Man. That's my manager.
What's the nickname again?
Big Gator Boss Man.
Big Gator
That's his
Boss
stage
Man.
name.
That's a good one.
He's an amazing producer. He's also my engineer, and he mixes and masters all my work. So
wow.
Yeah.
Does it all.
We have a tight relationship.
Multifaceted, yeah.
Yeah, we're a team, dynamic duo.
Do you have anyone else on the team, or is it you two?
It's just us.
And that's enough? That's going well.
Yeah, it's going pretty well.
Yeah. And then also I want to touch on a lot of the collaborators on the album.
Yes.
So you have Saba on IKEA. Marco Plus we already talked about. He's on Seagulls. We got I'm trying to think who else. I saw Bad Bad Not Good.
Yeah, they're on the track with Marco.
Yeah, with Marco. Quelle Chris.
Quelle Chris and Cavalier are on the same record together.
Is there anyone else I'm missing?
Pink Siifu.
Pink Siifu, yes. How could I forget that? What was it like? I'll start with Saba. How did you develop a relationship with him? So it's so funny because when we were in the studio making IKEA, I believe somebody had asked us how we knew each other, and we kind of looked at each other and we were like, I don't know. It was like I think we were online mutuals, but how I remember it, I believe that the first person from Pivot Gang to ever like reach out to me and tell me they liked my music was Squeak Pivot. So rest in peace to Squeak Pivot first and foremost. He when I was the Aphrodite, I had a song called Blue Light that went kind of crazy. I think on Selection posted it, and then it kind of went a little viral on SoundCloud. And he told me that he liked the music. And then I kind of did my digging into Pivot Gang, and I found Saba, and I listened to Comfort Zone, and I kind of fell in love with Comfort Zone. From there, I just became a fan. And I always used to like reach out on social media and tell him how much I loved his music. And then I believe maybe 2018, 2019, I invited him. He was in New York. He did a show, and I invited him to a show that the Push curated, which are my friends Salenta and Tati. And they had a show at this place called Secret Project Robot. So I had him come out, and I believe Liv was performing, the singer, and Rosh G, rest in peace to Rosh G. There were so many great people on the lineup, and I had him come out, and that's how we met in person the first time. And then I saw him again. I mean, we always stayed in touch, but I saw him again, I want to say at No Name Sundial Block Party, right? Because I performed there with Sage. How was that?
It was really fun. It was a really good time. I enjoyed myself.
You opened for Sage's Navy Blue, if people don't know. You opened for Navy Blue in the past as well?
I did open for Navy Blue on tour.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you have a good relationship with him?
I love Sage. Yeah. Yep. Sage is like my brother. Yeah. So, but yeah, with Saba, I ran into him in Chicago, and then we were like, hey, we haven't made any music yet. So when we see each other again, let's like link up and go to the studio. And then I saw him like 2 weeks later at Afropunk, and he was like, I'm going to the studio after this. You want to come? And I went, and Dawood was there, the producer, and we ended up making IKEA that night.
Beautiful. That's a successful session.
Yeah, it was a really great session. I had a lot of fun. I actually ended up finishing it. I wrote my verse separately, but I did the hook there, and he did his verse there. So, yeah.
Nice. Yes. So what's it like? Something I was thinking about, like the collaborators we named are big respected artists. I was talking before about all those, the like Marco and Life of Tom and Willie Nova, like they all speaking so highly of you. So what's it like having like your peers like speaking so highly of you and having so much respect for your skills and, you know, your music, and then you know these relationships with all these huge people in the industry who love working with you? Like what's it like kind of having that respect of people within the industry, and it's almost like waiting on the world to catch up?
Yeah, I think it's been kind of wild to like, because you know I feel like people know me now more than they ever have, but I have always kind of been here, you know.
You said since 2018 you were
yeah,
putting out music,
like
right?
what I was saying with when I used to hang out at Amani's house, like that's how I met Pink Siifu. That's how I met I can't even name IKEA, another wonderful artist. That's how I met so many people. He used to have like shows in his house. And we just used to all support each other and go to each other's shows and network, and it just grew and grew, and everybody grew mic. And just so many people just came around, and we just were always around each other. But I wasn't dropping, I believe, as consistently as they were. And I just had a lot of real life stuff happening to me. Mm-hmm. So I took my time, and I don't regret my journey. I think I was exactly where I needed to be at any time, at any point in time up until now. And I'm thankful that I'm here now. But it is always so funny because people are like, how do you know this person? How do you know that person? How do you know this person? I was like, I've been knew them. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, I don't know. I was just always kind of in the mix, I guess.
Yeah, like sometimes I feel like there's just I guess like a disconnect. Like I think people just don't have like everyone has a different reference point. So sometimes it's like, you know, it's like you're next to Saba. So they go, oh shit, I know Saba. Like you must, you know, and that almost to them is like the cosign they need to maybe want to check you out. But then it's like all these people are super talented, have already recognized your talent. So it's like,
yeah, that happens too. I mean, a lot of people just like think of proximity as a meter of success. Right. So like they see me next to their favorite rapper and now I must be somebody. But
right, exactly.
I was somebody before I even knew who they were, you know? So, but it's just, you know, it's okay. The world will catch up eventually. I'm not hiding.
I mean, the world is catching up. I think I saw people were speaking very highly of your last album as well, I Digress. Right. So that was like 2023. And then you put out a deluxe in 2024.
Yes.
Right. What do you think was the biggest shift from that, which got a lot of praise as well, to New Moon? Like, was there any different approach you took or any just thing you've had a lot of growth in?
Well, I want to say that New Moon is my first concept album for sure. We were building a world, you know, and that was my first time really doing something like that. And with I Digress, it was more like I was in a very interesting place in my life because I was going through some health stuff. I ended up having like a pulmonary embolism. So I had a blood clot in my lung. And that was really scary. That was something I went through. And I was just in a place where I felt like my career was kind of not where I wanted it to be. I was feeling stagnant. I was feeling like wondering when I was going to like, and you know, I'm not jealous of my peers, but I do have moments where I'm like, damn, I really want to like catch up, stand next to them and be, you know, side by side and just do the things that I know that, and everybody, and it's also interesting when everybody around you is like, when are you gonna drop music? When are you gonna do? Because like they see that you can do it. It's just it hadn't come to me yet. So when I had made Digress, I was actually like really deeply in the throes of like my depression and my self-doubt and things like that. I actually, when I recorded the title track Digress, I had COVID and strep throat at the same time.
And you recorded?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So when I'm really, really, really sad, I create because that's the only way to like climb out of that hole. And I wrote this song and I didn't have any expectations for it. I just like, oh, fuck it. Let me just record something because it's something to do. And I made it. I didn't think twice about it. You can even hear in the beginning of the track, I'm like, I lost my voice, by the way, like before I start singing. And I put it out as like a Lucy in the beginning of 2023. And I mean, people received the song. I didn't even know people were listening. You know, people were like, that song really resonated with me. It changed so much of my perspective of how I saw life. Like, it's so honest and so real and so raw and where you are in that moment. And that's what I love about my music. I'm always going to write about the me that is right now. Like, I'm never going to like floss money I don't have. I'm never going to talk about cars or things that I don't possess, you know, like I'm talking about real shit that's happening to me right now in my real life. So I was just really floored that people, you know, resonated with it. It ended up on the Fader and Pitchfork and so many other publications, and then Sage asked me to be on his album, and then he asked me to go on tour, and I saw my name in Rolling Stone. Like, it was just so much that changed from where I was at when I made that song. It was just like, wow, like this is really me, what I'm meant to do, the path I'm on. And it really just taught me never to trust your gut, and also never really be jealous of anybody else, because your path is your path, you know?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And if you're talented and keep being persistent, like your time will, it's only a matter of time.
Only a matter of time.
Yeah. But what you said about your music, like that's exactly what I said. Like I couldn't even tell you and verbalize what it is, but something about like my first several listens through New Moon, I was like, I believe everything, like everything felt so genuine and raw and real.
Yeah.
And yeah, I couldn't put my finger on exactly why, but I felt that through the whole album for sure.
Those are real stories about real people, real muses.
Yeah. So and then with like that, like we were saying, you hit the whole range of emotions and stages of love on the album. Just generally, I guess, what are your thoughts on relationships and dating and stuff in 2025? We'll go with the cliche.
Well, the dating pool has radioactive goo in it, I like to say. Like it's beyond poop and pee. It's like it is disgusting out here. especially and specifically in the New York dating scene, and the New York like entrepreneur, creative, hustler, you know, vibe.
Yeah,
anybody that lives within that realm is 8 times out of 10 a terrible person. And I'm not even gonna be like, it's not always intentional. It's just people are so like single-mindedly focused on a goal that they sometimes forget how to like be personable and treat people.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like there's also, me and my roommates like to joke that like everybody's like looking for a person, but everybody's still roommates with their ex. Especially out here. It's just crazy. Like I feel like I don't know, people are just very emotionally unavailable, which is, you know, I mean, look at the state of the world. It's hard to feel like you have time to like dawdle and be, you know, this affectionate, like compassionate person with time,
right? Because
it just feels like there's so little time.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, being a decent human being is not that hard. You'd be surprised.
Think.
Yeah, you would think. And yeah, I also just feel like people are so intent on like, I don't know, like trying to like protect themselves that they like, it's like they wrap themselves into like a ball of spikes almost. Like they yearn for companionship, and they yearn for physical touch, and they yearn for all these things, but if you get too close, it's uncomfortable because they don't want to like come to terms with their own feelings. And sometimes people have negative feelings about themselves and they project it onto you, and they don't even realize that they're doing it.
Right.
So it's like a lot of layers to how dating is right now. And I find, you know, I've been single. I've been in a relationship. I've been in a situationship. I've been single, and I think I like being single.
Well, that's what you're telling me now. If we do this in a few months, your opinion might change. That's how everyone is. When I'm single, I like being single. When I'm in a relationship and happy, I'm happy. And then when that goes bad, and you're like, change your mind.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I really. I mean, sometimes obviously, you know, everybody gets a little lonely.
Yes.
But like, I do enjoy my freedom. I cherish it.
Yes.
I love being able to just get up and do whatever the hell I want. I don't want to have to worry about pissing somebody else off. I don't want to have to consider anybody else. I don't want to have to do any of that. I just get up and go, and I prefer it that way. That's also why I don't want kids.
Yeah, I feel that. We were saying before how I recently got engaged, but that's something that I struggle with. Like my fiance she's a nurse, so no, like she just clocks in, clocks out. She works her ass off. When she's not working, she doesn't want to deal with that. And then it's like 24/7, go. Like you said, kind of one track mind. You got to kind of not just focus on I got to worry about her and like our relationship like that. What you're saying, it like takes away from being able to focus on like the goal that you're pursuing, because that takes a lot of time.
It does. I was in a relationship. I moved to Brooklyn in October of last year. And before that, I was living in Jersey with my ex-boyfriend. And I really realized then that I just wasn't happy. I feel like it was just, he didn't make music. He wasn't a creative. And it was like kind of hard to, like, he understood it to an extent and he tried to be supportive, but like, he just didn't get it, you know, like, it was like I felt kind of isolated because I was in Jersey and it was just me and him a lot of the time, and he is not from New York originally, so he didn't have any like friends out here, and it was just like me trying to like be all these different things for him while also trying to be my own thing.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And yeah, it was hard. And also I went through like a really severe writer's block while we were together. I didn't really create things that I was happy with during that time. And I left. I moved back to Brooklyn, and I moved back to Brooklyn, and I immediately fell in love with my situationship.
There you go. See, I told you, like, one thing ends and then everything's going to change right away.
Worst, best decision ever. Because wow, the emotional roller coaster that was, I went on a fucking ride with that one. The music just started flowing.
Yeah, you got a lot more to talk about. Exactly. Yeah.
I was so confused. I was just constantly in a state of confusion. And that's also the thing that I was exploring a lot. Like I said, I talked about, you know, things that feel like love but aren't really love, like limerence and infatuation. And I had a crush on this man for such a long time, and I had never said anything. None of my friends knew about him. I literally, like, you know, and when I knew him, he was in a relationship. So it was like hands off, mind off, brain off, not focused on that. And then one day he reached out to me and I was like, you?
Rub your eyes like, wait, what?
Right? Like looking at my phone like, huh? and yeah, thus began the chaos that ensued, and it was
the chaos is fun.
Oh god, it was so fun.
Is fun.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was terrible, but
nobody
it was fun.
wants to admit it, but the chaos is fun.
That is my toxic trait. I have like my curiosity will take me places men won't go with tanks. Like, it was just nonsense after nonsense after nonsense, and I just wanted to know why. Like why is this happening? I wanted to get to the root of the why. And in that process, I ended up creating so much music, and I was so honest with myself. It was really me processing my emotions in real time. And that's kind of the sequence, almost the sequence of the album, because it's just like some of the songs are like, oh, like in the beginning, like the Pink Siifu song, like I said, is really like his vocals were older. Like I had them probably since like 2019.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Older.
And like they were on a different beat originally. And then when I got into production in 2021, I started making beats. And every time I would see him, he'd be like, so when's our song coming out? I'm just like, I don't know. So one day I was just like, all right, I can't really work on this beat. So I scrapped it and I took his vocals and I built the beat around his vocals. And then it became the Day Ones that you hear now.
Right.
And then the Saba song happened in 2023. The song with Marco, it happened during the time of, you know, the situationship thing, but that was a separate thing because we were just talking shit, just rapping, whatever.
Right.
And then I want to say from Nervous, which is like track 5.
Yeah.
All the way through to Nana Boo Boo.
Yeah, a lot of shit talking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that is the meat of it. That's the story itself,
Yeah.
you know? And it touches on like the situationship thing, my ex-boyfriend, like just all those things I was going through at that time.
Right.
So much material. I didn't have that much to say about my ex-boyfriend until I broke up with him.
Yeah.
Because then he decided to be a dick. And I remember one time he made me so mad and I was like, nah, I gotta write a diss track about this. Like, I was like, fuck you.
Right in his face right in front of him.
Yeah. So yeah, I was just like, oh no, that was after I moved out though. But like he was just being, oh God, he was insufferable, that guy. But
I'm sorry to whoever he is for I didn't mean to do this.
I think it was better for the both of us to separate.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, sometimes it's the way it goes.
That is the way it goes.
And yeah, we got started talking about that with the dating scene, I guess. But yes, yeah. I agree with your point about New York dating. It's a lot of
terrible.
A lot of peacocking. It's a lot of like, it doesn't matter like what industry you're in. Like if it's a, creative industry, everyone's trying to flex their network. And like, I know this person, I know that person, I've done this. If you're like working in finance or some kind of corporate America, everyone's trying to flex how much money they have. Like, it's a lot of like people trying to peacock what value they bring. But then you go past that and a lot of times they're not a good person.
Yeah. It's just the person that I was dealing with kind of was like the opposite of that. He wasn't really like a showboating person, but like, it's like my manager likes to call these people like artistes. Like they're so like hung up on like their craft. Like, and it's good to be invested in your craft and who you are, but like I feel like it I don't know, it gets to a point where they're like so absorbed in the work, they, like I said, they forget how to be people.
Right.
And it's like when you're so single-mindedly focused on that kind of thing, and you lose the ability to like be social, it has an effect on your interpersonal relationships.
Yeah, I definitely think and honestly, that's something I struggle with, but I'm aware of with myself. So which makes me able to kind of tackle it. But I feel myself getting into that where you get so focused on whatever you're working on, and you're like going crazy, and you're like, wait, no, like that's I'm just like stressing myself out and driving myself insane. I'm probably miserable to be around because I'm like going crazy. So it's a tough balance, but some people probably don't do a good job of balancing that.
Yeah.
But the album New Moon is changing the topic. It's great. It's a very good neo soul album, which like one of my favorite artists of all time. I don't know if you're a fan of her, Snow Allegra.
I love Snow Allegra.
Snow Allegra is like, Those Feels Again, one of the greatest albums of all time. And then we were talking before about like Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, D'Angelo, like great neo soul artists. I think you're going to be considered in that. I mean that because both this album and I Digress as well, both are incredible.
Thank you.
And I think a lot of people are going to become fans of you after they discover you on this album.
I hope so.
And after this interview, because this interview is going to be what does it. They're going to see this interview, they're going to check it out, and then when you're giving your Grammy speech, you're going to thank me. That's how it's going to go. I can see it now. I see the future.
Absolutely.
But I appreciate you being here. New Moon is available now. Where can people follow you?
People can follow me on all of the things at Kelly Moonstone. So that's Kelly Moonstone. Somebody spelled my name with an I recently, and I was like, what the hell?
Like Kelly, Kelli?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes people do that with names. They just like misspell it just to be cute.
But then they like linked my Instagram. So when you click the name, it goes to the Instagram. It's like, how did you get that wrong? Like, I changed my name to avoid that. Whatever. Cool.
And then last thing, is there anything else once the album's going to be out when this is out, but is there anything else people can look forward to, whether it be visuals, tour, maybe
we
merch?
Are in the process of working on visuals. It has been tricky, like getting all the schedules together and stuff, but visuals are on the table 100%, and we are working on them right now. And I would love to get booked for some shows. If you're watching this, show bookers, people that curate things, I'm definitely open to performing. So let me know. But yeah.
All right. Thank you, Kelly Moonstone. Go check out New Moon now. Thank you.
Thank you.
See ya.